Hello, lovely kids. It's another beautiful week, and I welcome you to the Great Victory Land virtual class. My name is Auntie Gifty, and I'm taking you through the English language. Today in English, we're going to treat question and answers. Question and answers. I believe we are good to go. Good. Now, and the question and answers for today, we're hoping that by the end of the lesson, you, the students, will be able to 1. Identify a question sentence. 1. Identify a question sentence. 2. Know the kinds of questions. Know the kinds of questions. And 3. Know how to answer questions using the correct answers. Know how to answer questions using the correct answers. Good. So now you've gotten what we want to have today. Let's move on. Question. Now what at all is a question? We always hear people saying question, question, question. Now what actually is a question? Let's look at the answer. A question is a form of sentence or statement which requires an answer. A question is a form of sentence or statement which requires an answer. All questions end with a question mark. All questions end with a question mark. So now I hope you've gotten the understanding of what a question is. Anything someone asks demanding for an answer is a question. I take it again. Anything someone asks which demands for an answer is a question. Now, to be able to identify a question sentence, you should always know that it ends with a question mark. And a question mark is a punctuation mark. A question mark is a punctuation mark. Good. Let's look at these examples. Have you eaten? Which might be requiring or demanding for the answer yes or no. 2. Is Joshua your friend? Is Joshua your friend? And then 3. Do you have a pen? Do you have a pen? So you see, looking at these 3 sentences, 1, we can identify that they are all ending with a question mark. 2, now to read out a question, it comes with a particular tone. I can say, have you eaten? The tone doesn't sound like a question. So you can ask the question using the correct tone, which is, have you eaten? Have you eaten? Is Joshua your friend? Is Joshua your friend? Do you have a pen? Do you have a pen? Good. So now you've gotten how to identify a question sentence. Good. Now we have a question here. Is it important to ask questions anyway? Is it important to ask questions? Now, per the answer you give, let's see why you should or you shouldn't. Let's see why you should or you shouldn't. So the answer is yes. You should ask questions. Why? Asking questions helps motivate students' curiosity about something like a topic or to know or get answer to something they ask. The reason is that asking questions helps motivate students' curiosity about something like a topic or to know or get answer to something they ask. So you see, You ask your parents questions, ask your teachers questions whenever they are teaching. Now, the curiosity aspect of asking a question tells you that you want to know more about something. That shows how curious you are about something. Also, it helps you to clarify certain understandings you have about something. You might be having certain understanding, but then to know whether what you know is correct or wrong, you need to ask a question. The answer that comes helps you to clarify the understanding you have as to whether it is correct or it is wrong. So now you've gotten to understand how essential or necessary it is for each and every one to ask a question. Most of it, you should be able to ask questions more often when you are having a lesson with your teacher. So I hope now you've gotten the basic understanding of why you should ask questions. And I believe that from henceforth, you're always going to ask questions when you do not understand something or you want to acquire more knowledge or understanding about something. Good. Let's move on. Now we're moving on to the kinds of questions. We always ask questions, but then they are having certain kinds. Now, there are two kinds of questions. There are two kinds of questions. They are 1. Positive question. Positive question. 2. Negative question. 2. Negative question. Now let's look at them one after the other. Positive question. A positive question is a question, or a positive question is a kind of question that has just a yes or no answer. A positive question is a kind of question that has a yes or no answer. Now let's look at these examples. 1. Have you eaten? Have you eaten? And the answer is yes, I have, or no, I have not. Yes, I have, or no, I have not. 2. Do you like oranges? Do you like oranges? The answer is yes, I do, or no, I do not. Yes, I do. No, I do not. Is she at home? Is she at home? And the answer is yes, she is. No, she is not. Yes, she is. Or no, she is not. So you see, the yes or no runs through all the answers. And we could see that after the yes or no, as in the answer, we have the verbs in each sentence. That is, that of 1 is have, that of 2 is do, and that of 3 is. All these verbs run through the answers. Good. Now we carry on to negative question. A negative question is a question which is framed in such a way that requires for either a no as response or yes response. It mostly has not, not, as in N''T, added to the auxiliary and main verbs when asking the question. So you see, with that of the negative question, it has a not, that is N''T, added to the auxiliary verb or main verb in the question. Let's look at these examples. Examples of such verbs are 1. Have plus not, which gives you haven't. Have plus not, giving you haven't. 2. Has plus not, which is equal to hasn't. Has plus not equals to hasn't. Had plus not equals to hadn't. Had plus not equals to hadn't. 4. Is plus not equals to isn't. S plus not equals to isn't. 5. Do plus not equals to don't. Do plus not equals to don't. Now let's look at an example of sentences. Example of negative question sentences. 1. You haven't seen Madam Eunice, have you? You haven't seen Madam Eunice, have you? And the answer is, yes, I have. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. 2. Kofi hasn't eaten his food, has he? Kofi hasn't eaten his food, has he? And the answer is, yes, he has. Or, no, he hasn't. Yes, he has. Or, no, he hasn't. 3. He hadn't said anything to his father, had he? He hadn't said anything to his father, had he? And the answer is, yes, he had. No, he hadn't. Yes, he had. Or, no, he hadn't. Carry on to 4. You don't know Genia, do you? You don't know Genia, do you? And the answer is, yes, I do. Or, no, I don't. Yes, I do. Or, no, I don't. 5. She isn't beautiful, is she? She isn't beautiful, is she? And the answer is, yes, she is. Yes, she is. Or, no, she isn't. Or, no, she isn't. Yes, she is. Or, no, she isn't. So now you can differentiate between example of a negative question sentence and that of a positive question sentences. So today I believe you've had acquired some knowledge on how to ask questions, the types of questions or kinds of questions we have, which is positive kinds of questions and then the negative kinds of questions. You can also identify a question sentence using the tone and also the question mark. And you also got the understanding of what a question is. So we have these questions here for you to answer and then bring them for us to go through and mark. So your evaluation for today is answer the following positive questions using yes or no. Answer the following positive questions using yes or no. So the questions are: 1. Do you go swimming every day? Do you go swimming every day? 2. Have you done your homework? Have you done your homework? Are they doing a test? Are they doing a test? 4. Are they from Britain? Are they from Britain? 5. You haven't eaten, have you? You haven't eaten, have you? 6. Wasn't she here yesterday? Wasn't she here yesterday? 7. Won't you visit us tomorrow? Won't you visit us tomorrow? 8. She is working here, isn't she? She is working here, isn't she? Good. So you have these questions, you answer them, and then you bring them for us to mark. Have a nice day and stay safe. Hope to catch up with you on another lesson. Bye for now.